Yo, what's popping? It is time for the final team that did not make the Kickoff Clash tournament in this series of a look at teams after the Kickoff Clash and into the mid-season madness. So, the London Spitfire, 9th seed, 3-3 with a -2 map differential. First week, they lose to Shock 3-0. Then they beat Vancouver 3-0. Then they beat Boston 3-1. Then they get rolled by Houston 3-0. Then they lose to the Glads 3-1. And then they beat the Atlanta Reign 3-2, the famous ego destroyer of the London Spitfire. The team being Hottie Poco with a DPS line of Sparker, Shax, Backbone, and Admiral Landon. Now, obviously, London, the rush dudes, right? They enjoy the rush, but they did play some Winston. Shax did get some gameplay. Shax looked great when he did play. Big Shax enjoyer. Poco played Zarya a little bit at the start. It kind of stopped at the end. He played it a little bit at the very start, but I don't think he got much playtime after that. But it's a look that they could, if they wanted to expand their horizons, they could look for that a little bit. Similar to the Rush comp, but a little different. Maybe an option. I don't think so, but maybe. And so how did this team not make it to the Kickoff Clash? Well, they started the Rush, but the Rush wasn't great until the second week, maybe. Even it just got better as it went. Maybe even the fourth week it came into its own, I would say. Because it didn't look good against Shock. It looked all right against Vancouver, but Vancouver are a hard team to judge a value on. Boston was struggling to figure out their stuff too. Houston then rolls them with the Doomfist. They had no idea how to beat the Doomfist. And then the Gladiators are the Gladiators, and then they break through with Atlanta. So they've had an interesting time. But I think this team should just get better, and I think they have big potential to punch up. So taking a look into their next matches real quick, we see Florida, Toronto, New York, Paris, Washington, Dallas. New York, Paris, Washington, all super winnable. Even Florida, Toronto is winnable, I think. I think this team could realistically, now hear me out, they could go 5-1 next stage. That would just hear me out. Maybe. Have we seen Florida and Toronto have the tools necessary to break through the Reinhardt? No. These two guys haven't played Doomfist at all, right? What are they to do into this? They're Winston dudes. They're Zarya guys. Like, I'm just saying, 5-1 stage potential for the London Spitfire. Now, Ryan being more meta does hurt them because, of course, it was better whenever, all these teams don't know how to play into the Ryan comp. But now that more teams will be trying it out, probably, it does hurt them a little bit. But I still believe they will probably be the best Rush team. Like, this roster, built for Rush, right? Backbone May has looked impressive. Hottie Ryan is just Chad. And Sparker on the Soldier has been putting in an immense amount of work. Now, Soldier might not be as good. We'll see how that impacts them. We'll see if they move over to, I don't know, a Sim, a Cassidy maybe. I'm not sure what they would replace a Soldier with. Maybe they'll just keep on the Soldier. Who knows? But I think they'll find some answer. Maybe Shax just plays Tracer. A Tracer Ryan comp? Sure, why not? Why not? Similar thing to Soldier, but maybe a little less damage output, maybe a little more annoying. Who knows? But yeah, they didn't really find their own until they kept getting better and better as the stage went on, and it was noticeably better. And that's what you want from teams that maybe you don't have as high expectations for. London hopefully have shattered these expectations, but people are still going to be like, oh, they're Rush dudes. They're going to rate them lowly. I think underrating London is a big thing about how they are perceived in the league. It's like they keep surprising people, right? You never expect them to be this competent. Like the Gladiators, it wasn't like a blowout 3-1. It was a pretty close series, right? It was it showed they could compete. They can compete with the Gladiators on the Rhine comp. And if they play Shock next time, maybe later, do they beat Shock again? Who knows? But they might even beat Dallas. They could be realistically, you can predict London 6-0, and I will not think you're trolling for this next stage. I don't know. Maybe I'm too much hopium for this team. Maybe. But I actually see the vision of London top seed NA. Call me crazy. Call me psychotic. This is real. There's a vision here. and I'm buying into it. I don't think it will be 6-0. I think they'll have to take a loss somewhere, maybe multiple. But I I truly believe London will make it into the midseason madness, and who knows what they can do. Who knows what will happen in tournaments? We've seen upsets on upsets in the last tournament. Who knows? You can't count them out. This team has potential to punch up. They know what they're doing on Rhine Comp. If they expand their compositional strategies even a little bit and make Rhine the main one by a lot, but keep some other ones on the back burner for when they need to, this team is scary. This team is scary. I don't know. Maybe I am crazy. You can tell me below if you think I'm crazy, but I see the vision. I see the vision. Regardless, we will see. We'll see what happens next stage. So I think they had a rough schedule first stage. They weren't fully into it. They're into it now. Look forward for big things from the London Spitfire, I think. I see it. I see it. So yeah, have a good one and deuces.